I'm Jessica Drenk, and I'm in my studio outside of Rochester, New York, and I'm here to answer some questions for Gallery Urbane. In the past few years, I've expanded the breadth of the materials that I've been working with and expanded into materials like plywood, junk mail, working with some plaster, all kinds of different things. And at the same time, I've found new ways to use books, which is a material I have been using for years, and I'm constantly surprised I can come up with new ways to deepen my relationship with that material. So that's been really exciting. I found some new tools, which are great and have allowed me to do some new things. And I've also been traveling to the New Mexico desert and found a lot of inspiration in the geologic formations there, and that's really been inspiring my most recent series, Aggregate and Contour series. The Aggregate series basically came from me watching my junk mail piling up in my recycling bin day after day and thinking I should be able to do something with that material. And that kind of merged at some point with my interest in geology and geologic layers and stratification. And so I just started cutting the pieces of junk mail that I had, catalogs and magazines. I started cutting them into strips and gluing them together. And here is my first example that, as you can see, it looks a lot like rock, and that was fascinating to me that it came out so similar to rock, but you can see that it's made out of junk mail. So then it became, to me, I just got so fascinated by the contrast in the material and what it's becoming, where you have a certain amount of time that you interact with junk mail that's just this momentary contact versus how long it takes for rock and rock layers to build up. Those two time scales being so contrasting just became really fascinating to me. I'm not sure exactly what causes me to have an affinity for any particular material, but usually it's something that gets really stuck in my head and I can't get it out of my head, and so I have to try my idea. And another thing that really pulls me towards a material is if I'm not sure exactly what will happen or something unexpected might happen, and then that kind of pulls me into a dialogue with the material where I go back and forth responding to what the material will actually do and working with my ideas until it comes together into something that I would never have actually dreamed up myself to begin with. Yeah, I find nature just incredibly inspiring. It's the beauty of something as simple as maybe the pattern of lichen on a rock, or the concentric rings of a tree, or just even the veins of inside a leaf. All those things, those patterns, they sort of imprint upon me. And then when I go into the studio, I choose to work with materials that are basically the opposite of things you'll find in the natural world. So I work with all these man-made materials. And in doing that, I'm trying to turn them into some of those patterns and shapes and forms that I find so compelling in nature. And really, my whole studio practice is just trying to make something as beautiful inside as you'll find outside in the natural world. Yeah, this show has been such a unique circumstance because it was delayed, and also just in terms of the relationship that I've had with the work as I've been developing it. As soon as the show was delayed, I decided to hang up everything I already had in my house, and I've been living with it. and responding to it and reacting to it, which is an opportunity I don't usually get with the shows. Usually I make the work and it's out the door, and I get to see it hung up in the gallery space, and I get to see the next pieces as I make them. But this really allowed me to contemplate. I'm staring at these pieces every day, and then I'm working on the next in each of the series. So I think it's really allowed me to sort of deepen my understanding of what I'm doing with each of the pieces and develop each of the series more fully. So I hope you'll come and see it.